What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about stellar lumens today, XLM. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it because we've got some exciting stuff to talk about, guys. I believe in yesterday's video, if I didn't say this in yesterday's video, I was definitely looking at this in the charts, but I think I said this in yesterday's video. If it wasn't about stellar lumens, maybe it was another crypto that had a similar thing going on, but I think it was stellar lumens. We had this downward trend on our 4-hour time frame in the RSI, right? We've got this downward trend, and we've broken out of it. You've broken out of it. That's what you did over the past day. What'd you do in the last 24 hours? Oh, nothing. I just broke out of my 4-hour downtrend, which, by the way, I've been in since here, which was the top. Ever since I've been in this 4-hour RSI downtrend, I have been consolidating. I just broke that trend. I wonder what I'm getting ready to do. It rhymes with going up. Going up, man. You're about to break out. You're about to do some good things. So this is exciting. The reason why it's exciting is because it's also the weekend. It's Saturday right now, right? It's the very beginning of Saturday, very early hours of Saturday. Sometimes, and especially in these bull market environments, we can see cryptos get away on the weekends. Most of the time, on average, the rule of thumb is that cryptos don't really move up too much during the weekends. It's the weekdays that we make the moves. If you move down over the weekend, you move up during the weekdays. If you move up over the weekend, you move down during the weekdays, right? That's kind of the idea. But during these intense bullish phases of the markets, you can see some of your actually most bullish days during the weekends. And I want to go through and actually see here. Like if we look here, Friday, you moved up this week. Friday, you moved down. But then Saturday, Sunday, that's when you broke out. That's when you really actually started getting away, wasn't it? And then going into the next week, you carried on that momentum. And then here, your biggest candle was on a Saturday. Again, boom, breaking away from this range. This Saturday, or this Sunday, broke you away from this little range. This Saturday broke you away from this little range. This was a Friday here, and then Saturday, boom. The two biggest candles that you have in this move up were both on Saturdays. It's a Saturday now. I'm not saying you're going to have a 53% candle today or a 51% candle today, but damn, I guess if there was a day to do it, it would be on a Saturday, wouldn't it? No, probably not now. You've got those prices coming. You're going to have very big gains coming. Don't get me wrong, but I definitely do suspect, especially with this 4-hour RSI looking the way it does, that you really could get started moving up today. I think that Bitcoin and a couple other top tier cryptos, they look ready to move up today over the weekend. I do suspect we might have a green weekend. So with that in mind, I know Stellar can do crazy things in a 24-hour period. I'm not expecting that you move up 50%, but maybe we could see you're at 43 cents, 43.6 cents. You might see prices above 50 cents, if not by the end of today, by the end of the weekend, is kind of what I would expect. And if you're not above 50 cents by the end of the weekend, you're going to be above 50 cents by the end of next week. But let's move it up. Let's say 51 cents. You're at 43 cents now. So, yeah, I think you're going to do well. You'll probably carry out this momentum. You'll probably move up over the weekend, and then you'll carry out that momentum into the week, into the new week next week. And, we'll see how high you close next week. But I would assume that next week, by the week's end, you're either up at these high areas that you're at for the cycle now, or you're already at new relative highs. You're already above 64 cents by the end of next week. We're at the end of this week. We're on Saturday. We have this day and tomorrow. That's it. Basically, by this time next week, I would assume that you're up at 60 cents, 64 cents, or higher is all I'm trying to say, based off what we're seeing in the charts, based off of what would make sense. Let's look at the daily RSI too. Speaking of things that make sense, right? You got this low area. You got these high areas. Every time you've been in the low area, you went to the high area, right? You didn't go to it here, to be fair. Went to it there. Even if you don't go to it, you're still going to make a nice move up, but I do think you'll get into the overbought zone. You probably will form some bearish divergence with this next move up, but maybe not. You don't have to stop at a lower low, a lower high. You could go higher, but that's 95, 96. That's a pretty hot read. I bet you do form some bearish divergence. So with that in mind, I would think from a high to a low, your next target is probably going to be, you're at 43.6, let's say right now. Your next target by the end of this month, by the end of December, I would expect you're probably anywhere from 75 cents to 92 cents or higher. That's your primary target zone. I genuinely would think that you're higher, right? I think that you're probably going to be at $1 to $1.35 by the end of this month would be my expectations. And then going into January, you're probably even higher than that. It wouldn't be crazy at all if you moved up, you formed that lower high, and then you move down, you formed another lower high. If you had like multiple strikes of bearish divergence all the while, like you have your initial move up with this RSI promotes an initial like really fast phase of growth, and then you pull back, you consolidate whatever, you've got the bearish divergence, people think it's going to crash, and then it moves up again and it forms another leg of bearish divergence. And then my assumption is you probably on this next move up, it'll be the most explosive that it is at first. Then you consolidate, and the move itself is not done. You'll consolidate, you'll pull back, then you'll have a weaker move, you'll consolidate and pull back, and then maybe you have a weaker move, and then you top off, or maybe that second move is your top. Either way, I think that you are moving up to prices that are well above $1, right? Certainly above $1. There is the possibility, a very strong possibility, that XLM could be making prices, what was it, all the way up toward like 217, 220 by the end of January. But certainly I think this fib I think looks very appropriate. $1.54 to 217 by the end of January is kind of what I'm expecting. Let's see, was it this one? That doesn't sound 100% right. Maybe it was. Yeah, 246. That was the answer. Maybe you do go just above the 1414. A lot of cryptos do that actually. They'll find resistance at their 1414, but they go right above their 1414, and right above it there is that 1272. So again, not by the end of December. I think by the end of December, you're closer to like $1.54, but by the end of January, you're going to be up there. But this is all just the same stuff that I've been saying over the past few days. So, I mean, that's not news to anybody else. I really wanted to get on here and just talk about how big of a deal this was. It's the 4-hour RSI. It's not a huge, crazy big deal, but kind of. Like this tells me that things are turning around right now, that we are getting set up for that next move higher. It doesn't look like it, right? You can't see it in the price, but we can see it in the indicators. And your volume is dying off really hard as well. Generally, when your volume dies off, that's when you're at the end of your consolidation phase and you pick a direction, whether it's up or whether it's down. We're going to pick a direction soon. And I do think it is going to be up. So with that, you guys, I'll leave you. I don't have anything else that I want to say. Stellar Lumens is looking phenomenal. Yeah, man, I like this structure too, actually. Right there at the 1414. Hey, look, you're finding support at the 1414. Maybe you go up and you find resistance at the 1414, right? Up around like 246. Getting up here above the 886 is a good thing. Consolidating, you found resistance at the 786. Found support at the 100. This is productive. You've turned an unproductive or a deconstructive fib into a productive fib, alongside with turning your RSI into a productive RSI as well. So yes, you're only going to build from here. You're only going to build from here. And I think today will be a green day. I actually do suspect, again, I think I was saying I suspect today to close above, if not today, maybe by the end of the weekend, I think we'll be above 51 cents. That's kind of my expectation. You're at 43.7 cents now. So if you want to buy compound, the real message that I'm giving you is do it before it's too late. Do it while you can. These are perfect prices. Yes, it's on top of a very large pump already, but look up what a bull flag is, and that'll make you want to buy at the base of this flag here. You'll definitely want to buy because it's got a lot of growth to go. Anyways, guys, with that, I leave you. Hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all so much for your continual support, day in and day out. Continuous support, day in. I don't know. Is continual a word? I'm getting caught up on the semantics of it all. Thank you, guys. That's all I'm trying to say. All right, bye bye.